Hello to all you BC WrestlePod nerds out there, and welcome to another glorious edition of the OLED Review. I am one of your hosts, Mikey, and joining me this evening, of course, is my right-hand man, my numero uno, my evil uno, if you will, for some of you folks, Mr. JVL, going by the moniker.
Gotta keep the food puns going.
I love it so much. As you can see tonight, it is just the duo. We are missing our bald fraud, the professor.
How is this any different than any other week? I don't think he's been here more than once in a month lately.
Things are supposed to get easier, Professor. They're just like, you're not existing.
Show he's acting in it this time. You know, I give him credit. I took time off for that too. But honestly, man, it's like you don't like us anymore.
It's fine. I know he doesn't like me. I'm just kidding. I can't say that because he was there on Sunday.
WWE stuff. I think it's me.
Be like, the problem, it's me. I'm just kidding, but I digress. But if you are new here to BC WrestlePod, before we dive into all of that, if this is your first time here, well, we're so happy that you're here. And even if you don't like, what you see on your screen, that's okay. We love you all the same. If you want to see more of our stuff, check out the YouTube and the Twitch and make sure that you hit that bell notification, hit the subscribe button for those of you who are on the YouTube, or follow us on Twitch. Or if you don't want to dedicate a whole entire time to watching our reviews, then you could just watch our out of context clips on the social medias at BC WrestlePod. We're anywhere and everywhere. And then, of course, you can catch our report cards and everything where you'll see, of the weekly shows, the pay-per-views. You can also sometimes see pictures of us in the wild. It's kind of crazy out here. But without further ado, let us get into all of the nonsense that was Dynamite. But in the great way.
Nonsense.
So we're going to start with AEW Dynamite, which took place Wednesday, April 30th. And, they just jumped straight into it because we kicked off with an all-star 8-man tag.
Dear Lord. Oh, my gosh.
I was like, this was like an almost 30-minute match. And it provided some of the best meme possible, like this one. Because tonight will be the night that I will fall for you.
Don't waste your time on me. I'm the voice inside my...
Oh, Ricochet, continue to give us the memes.
From everything I'm getting from him lately, he is just finally having fun again. Really enjoying just healing it up, doing what he can, and getting a reaction. I'm so happy to see him happy. Because you can see everyone else around him wants to work with him because he's happy.
We'd love to see it. But in this all-star 8-man tag, it is basically the faces and the heels-ish. You have the team of the Jet, Kevin Knight, and Speedball Bailey. Jet Set, I feel like, is a better tag team name than what they currently have, but I will take it.
Ugh.
So I need them to come out as Jet Set Radios cosplay, and that would make my life.
Why can't they just come out as Supersonic? Speedball and the Jet, they're supersonic.
Right, that is great. But those two are teaming up with Kenneth Omega and diversifying his portfolio always, Mark Briscoe. This shot of Mark always still kills me every single time.
I think it's the lack of teeth that makes it the best.
It is great. And they are taking on, of course, the Elite, which is the Young Bucks and Kazuchika Okada, teaming up with Trevor the Vampire, Mr. himself, Ricochet. Bald. Boo this man! As Mark Briscoe says. This was a fun opener. We had lots of moments. We got the Kenny and Okada face off. We're teasing that for y'all in Texas. We had some crazy flying action. We had everybody bouncing everywhere. It was so good. It was so much fun.
It's nonstop. The work rate in this was crazy. You had really well thought out little bits and pieces there. Nothing felt slowed, even when the Bucks were working, which is surprising for them nowadays, where they've gotten to a point where just things seem to have a weird break in the middle of them. And it just woke you up, got you excited, wanted you to go through. I was so ecstatic, even with the winners who came out on top for this match.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, the Elite and Mr. Trevor the Vampire do pick up the victory here because we can't, because of shenanigans, but not really.
Vampire and what? And you're part of the Elite? You don't like buck hunting? You absolutely sold your soul to AEW? What is it, Trevor?
Trevor, I 100% agree with you, JVL. This was a very smart way to open up Dynamite. This got the crowd going, and I was like, I feel the energy.
How to get energy in the crowd without bringing out Will Ospreay first again.
That is very, very true. We kind of tuned it down on Mr. Will because, listen, we're going to talk about the main event on Dynamite. All I can say is I am looking forward to Double Both matches, actually. I was like,
Huh.
low key, this might set up something to make me super excited for y'all in Texas. Let's hope. We got a squash match with the Ops. Nick Camarado back in the ring after a year and a half of, surgery and all this, which makes me super happy to see.
He was moving really well, too. I was very happy to see the way he was moving. So let's hope he can actually turn it around and maybe start winning some matches.
I mean, that is very fair. And this prompts Joe to get on the mic, say that he wants no excuses, all this good stuff. So what that entails is that this match at Beach Break is now in a steel cage. So this is going to be interesting. It definitely is. Ooh. Continue talking about Joe for a little bit as I go check my door.
Go for it. Yes, no, Joe in general, you can tell he's coming to the end of his career at this point. He's mentioned it a couple times. And so seeing him kind of work through something to try to oversell another storyline is a little strange to see, but again, he loves his business. But in general, like, who else do they have that could ostensibly take on Moxley in any type of thing here at Beachbreaker going forward? But as I said, what we're running into is the fact that every time Joe chokes him out, it's another notch in saying there's no way he's beating Moxley when it counts. So there'll be shenanigans. There's going to be something breaking down. Another one of these Death Rider wins that nobody wants. And I don't think it's gotten to the point now where we're excited to see how they'll win or take it through. We're not excited for Death Rider anything except for Marina Shafir. So it feels like we're just spinning our wheels in a lot of ways. Truthfully, I can't say either way. Whether we're going to take the time to fix this, probably not. Will this be fixed at Y'all In? You can hope. But more than likely, they're going to go through the rest of the year. I just don't honestly know. And I feel like Joe, of all the people in this, Joe, while taking his spot the best possible way he can, is so far into the end of his career that there's nothing left for him to do. So
I'm still sad that Joe's not going to win this title back. But hey, you know what? I'm intrigued for a steel cage match at Beach Break.
Same. Door.
Yeah. Apparently, I thought somebody was knocking so vigorously. I thought Samoa Joe was coming to Coquina clutch me out.
You went there on purpose? Like, if you're thinking that, don't go near that.
I mean, that's a whole nother discussion. But hey, look at that. Jay Lethal is back on our television screen, I guess.
Well, he was last week, too.
True.
When he got rid of like Sanjay Dutt and a bunch of other stuff.
So, okay.
So,
no, not really. But Renee is interviewing the patriarchy. And Jay Lethal comes up and is like, hey, I want a title match for that ROH Television Championship. And Christian's like, okay, bet. Nick Wayne is giving Christian the death stare, and we get this match made later for
the ROH titles again being handled on AEW TV more than on ROH. Woo!
For reals. At least when it was on Commander, he defended that thing on both, and it was on both.
Exactly.
And the crazy part is that Nick's going to be gone for a little bit because he's about to head to Japan for the Best of the Super Juniors.
Which I feel like that means he's losing this title.
We'll see. Now, if that means we can have some of the New Japan Best of the Super Juniors be ROH championship matches, I'm not going to complain.
That'd be hysterical.
Him versus Taiji Ishimori would be nuts. Anyways, I digress. Let's move on.
Please. Oh, God.
Mercedes cuts a promo against Jamie Hayter in this sit down with Renee. We will talk about you, Mercedes, a little bit later, but this promo basically sets up what's about to happen later in the night.
There's not much I can add to this. It's a classic Mercedes unhinged promo, which seems half delivered. I don't know. It just was weird.
Low-key, I'm still pulling for her and Harley to be a tag team at some point because that was amazing.
How will they coexist?
Well, that part, and then she bought into the madness that was Harley by talking to Minnie Monet, which was great.
It's so good. And Harley doing the ventriloquism full on, like she is talented.
Girl can do that. She speaks a little bit of Cantonese. Like, is there anything this girl does not know how to do at this point? Because she's just great.
She gets over a wooden plank later on in Collision and like Anna Jay's fat ass. So,
which is, we're going to talk about that when we get Collision. I was like, you know what? I'm kind of here for this tag team match, but we'll talk about that when we get to Collision. Because first, oh my God, this match kind of ruled. It did rule.
Why wasn't this the main event?
Okay, first and foremost, we know Timeless Tony Storm, amazing. Like, best women's character. We could continue to say that until the cows come home. But I want to give flowers to Miss Miyu Yamashita because she has been appearing on my screen a lot last year. Yeah. And she has what I call the Lyra Valkyria effect in the sense that, everybody, of course, is going to be on Tony's side, but is able to get the crowd behind her throughout the entirety of this match. And by the end of this, everyone is cheering for both Tony and Miu at the same volume and level. That is what I call the Lyra Valkyria effect, because Lyra does the same thing. Usually the crowd is kind of quiet during her matches, but she's able to pull everybody in with just how amazingly talented she is.
100%. And then on top of that, you've got Toni Storm, who not only works very well against her, but then delivers the promo of a lifetime again, leaving the ring and going on the boardwalk, for Christ's sake.
Tony's just having a great time. This was a fantastic match. Did I believe that Miu was going to win to get a chance at this championship? No. Did I care? Not really, because it was amazing.
Yeah, this was work rate, storyline telling. If I had to point someone to an amazing women's wrestling match this year, this would be on my top list. It was really well done. Not just a television match. This was great.
Absolutely. And of course, we know Tony works very well in that snug Joshi style wrestling because, Tony has traveled the world and wrestled all over the place.
She is international and timeless.
She is, and we love her. I'm excited. Miu, I'm going to see you this weekend at Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling taking on Serena Deeb. And that match is going to slap as well. Like, I cannot wait. So good. I mean, look at this. This pin is great. Of course, Mercedes comes out to see all this to kind of be like, Tony, I'm coming for you. And then she just gets almost knocked across the face with the punch from Jamie Hayter.
It's knocked out of her shoes, basically. It's good.
Crazy. I love it. I don't care what nobody says. Jamie Hayter, this aesthetic does things for me, and I love it.
Jamie Hayter, I'm not saying this because I like one person better than the other or anything else, but I feel like she's got so much more need and momentum to have this big win or big match with Tony that Mercedes doesn't need. And so why are we taking up all this real estate?
That is very true. And I feel like Jamie should be the person, given the fact that Mercedes and Tony kind of have history, but Jamie and Tony do have unresolved history because Jamie was the one who lost the title to Tony when she was injured. And then, lost in like less than 2 minutes.
Well, because she's bad injury. I mean, what else can you do?
Right. So I'm like, yes, give me Jamie and Tony at Y'all-In, Texas. Let's do this. I need it in my life.
Please.
Also, Bobby Lashley, you are my hero. Oh, wait. I went back one. Sorry.
You did. It's okay, though.
MJF almost saw God today.
His hand was like a face hugger right up his nose.
As soon as MJF basically referred to Bobby as Bob, I was like, you are in a world of hurt tonight. And Bobby don't play those games. He is a legit fighter. He will fight you. But MJF once again is trying to get into the good graces of the Hurt Syndicate, wants to join their business. MVP again states that everybody in the Hurt Syndicate needs to approve. Bobby still doesn't want MJF in. MJF kind of slightly drops the facade and lets his real feelings out by calling out Bobby Lashley. And Bobby Lashley pushes this man to the corner and literally face palms this man and tells him, if you want in on the Hurt Syndicate, you need to do what we're known to do, which is hurt someone. So right. I am very interested to see who MJF is going to target and how badly it's going to backfire if it's Hangman Page.
I feel like if it's going to the root, I think it is. He's going to hurt himself.
Oof. Very meta.
Exactly.
Be like, the biggest person to hurt is me. It should have been me. Oh, wrong promotion. Sorry. Yeah, MJF almost had a oops. And because Bobby Lashley was about to tear that ass up. I was like, all right, y'all got me hooked and time to take this bacon, like figure out how we getting him into this group, because we both know, me and you, JBL, we both can kind of figure MJF is going to eventually end up in the Hurt Syndicate. But now is the time to figure out how you're going to bring this home, because I feel like this is cooked enough. So let's see how MJF responds to Bobby Lashley's proposal of he needs to hurt somebody. So we'll see how that goes.
We go from there and we see if he takes it over afterward too. Like I see down the line, this is going MJF and MVP at each other's throats for control of the Hurt Syndicate.
I'm kind of here for that story as well, because it still gets people involved and it doesn't necessarily have to be around a championship. Take notes, other promotions. Take notes. I will say this match was pretty good.
It's getting better and better every week.
It is. Also, Kip Sabian, that hair, though, I need that routine immediately.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so...
They're in the storyline a bit here, so let's see where they go from there. But I don't know how much longer they can string this out.
Well, I'm also not liking the fact that we have to put the story on pause in like a couple of weeks because Nick will be in Japan. So either he is leaving, he is either going to Japan, still your champion in a couple of weeks, or before he leaves, he's losing this title. So we shall see what happens with all of that. We could spend a whole nother time. I don't Like, I'm still questioning how and why we pivoted Christian into this now since, Revolution losing all that. But, it is what it is at this point. Ease what it is.
They don't know what to book there for him. Okay.
Oh my God, this was a banger. I don't care. It was so good. And I'm thinking to myself, I can forget that these two have not had an interaction like this before, one-on-one.
Not one-on-one, no. I think there was when Aussie Open came in, there had been like a tag team with him and the Bucks or something where they were up against them. But yeah, no, and Kyle, he's proving in and out that he is the next generation superstar that we're going to be coming through. He's the next Osprey. He's all that stuff. He is young, in charge, and amazing.
This was such a good match. Like, I don't know what else to say. Why
this wasn't the final. I don't know.
This is crazy. This was the semifinal to get to the final, but honestly, that final was also going to be kind of nuts too. But yeah, not to say that this is Hangman's best match, but I'm like, yo, I need this Hangman. He continues to one-up himself. I'm like, yo, Hangers, I need you to bring this energy all the time. I've missed this Hangman Page. Aggro Hangman Page is great. Kyle Fletcher is just having and living his best life. Like,
it's both in and out of the ring.
He is having amazing matches with some incredible people and is continuing to be put in like these great positions. It's so fantastic. Like,
and he's earned his way into it. Not that I want to like ever wish for an injury or anything else, but Mark Davis's injury has basically blossomed his singles career.
Both Aussie Opens doing pretty great for themselves. Kyle Fletcher is getting kudos and praises and flowers for the matches he's having. And Mark Davis is throwing the bear community on the internet in an uproar where even straight guys are questioning, yo, I let Mark tap that. And I was like, Mark Davis, you know your audience.
Yeah, 100%.
RJ City, also, you deserve your flowers because...
Well, he deserves his flowers being future London Lightning, but that's a mystery wrestling throw too, so...
Yes! Love that. See that review and more from... But Hangman wins this match, and at Double or Nothing, JBL, it is Will Ospreay versus Hangman Page. My body's not ready. I'm not gonna lie. I honestly don't know, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of cool either way.
They have storylines both sides to do it. I just feel like who needs it more now? And the weird part is neither of them need it more to keep building on stuff. So that makes it fun.
No, absolutely. Whereas with the women's side, I prefer Jamie to win over Mercedes, but I think
doesn't need it.
No. Mercedes has all those belts and she has other promotions that she can go to. Look, I know we give her a lot of crap. I am still excited to see her this Friday at Resurgence for New Japan. That triple threat's going to be a lot of fun between her, Azumi, and Mina.
I believe it, but at the same time, for me, it's like she doesn't need to take on Toni Storm to further herself. And on top of that, she really hasn't earned that in my eyes. They earned that shot at that big of a table yet. She's floating around with no direction in that mid card. And if she lost those titles or started losing, I could see her being hungry to go after another title. But she's packed. What does she need this for?
Right. And honestly, I think the match, whether it's for the TBS Championship or just a singles match to have a singles match, I think the plan is Mercedes and Athena at Y'all in Texas.
Gotta be. And I think it's really going to be for the TBS Championship with Billy in her corner. And does Billy betray her?
Right. We'll see, because the night before Y'all in Texas is Super Card of Honor. So we'll see what happens with all of that.
Yeah.
And I will be bringing you the edited review of that pay-per-view to give you a quick report card rundown.
That's all it deserves, really, but that's okay.
Look, a 10-minute video, that is good enough for me. I still want to support the ROH folks that I like. Though right now we're kind of bleeding dry because a couple of them had not signed or, aren't part of the roster anymore, which is sad.
It is.
Which, shout out to the Righteous. Wherever you guys go, I'm hoping you get picked up because y'all are great. And
Jesse's
I wish he'd...
for you.
Yeah, Jesse is going to be looking for you. And honestly, too, even though you got stuck and they didn't do anything with you, I'm looking for Mr. Nduka to go do some fun stuff on the independents as well. So shout out to both of them. I want wherever they are happy. That is all I care about. But that brings us...
Page wins this match and
yes,
move on in our evening.
Yes. Well, funny enough, this was the main event.
Yes, but we still have more of an evening to do, which is Collision.
Yep. So Collision, once again, also brought us some really fun stuff. I feel that AEW has finally got a lock on how they want Dynamite and Collision to feel.
Yeah.
Now, they listened to us last week. They didn't pack the schedule with like 9 matches in 2 hours.
Right.
So, and despite some squash matches, I feel like everything served a purpose. or did it? Let's discuss, because we start off with a nasty. Yo, this is Lady.
Oh, Timeless Tony Storm was going to beat her no matter what, but we knew that was coming.
No, but let's talk about the real reason we're all here today. That promo afterwards was great.
Oh,
I love. By the way,
the boardwalk, the randos on the boardwalk going, "What the hell is going on?"
Yes, and of course, the iconic people are losing their minds on the internet, but we've been knowing she been that girl. She is here. She is queer, and therefore she is my icon.
She is one of our wonderful icons. We love her dearly.
Yes, Tony, we love you. We can spend a whole. You go ahead.
I need a promo off between Harley Cameron and Tony Storm,
please. Even if it's just like a 3-week program, please.
Just something. My God.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna be completely honest. You know, the summer be looking banging for AEW. Bring her back to Arena Mexico, and I need her to cut promos like she did when she was at CMLL for a couple of times.
Yes, please, 100%.
Please bring her back to Mexico. I would not be surprised if Grand Slam Mexico, she is there. So good. Right. But Timeless Tony Storm, never change. Madame, you are timeless and priceless. I love you. Had we not gotten what we got later, I actually would have been okay with this, because this was a pretty decent promo. Mox has his affairs in order.
It was okay. It's a rambling promo.
I'll be real. It was rambling, but at least it was pre-tape rambled. What we get later was a hot mess express.
Oh, gods, yes. So
had this been the only time we saw Moxley this night, I would have been fine with it. But because of what we get later, I'm mad.
As we should be. They ruined whatever goodwill they bought with that. So
Marina, I'm so sorry for you, girl. We're not. I will say, though, your ROH matching do be banging, though. I just wish they let you wrestle in AEW. And me and Andrew are looking forward to you defending your Defy Women's Championship against Smiley Kylie Ray in 2 weeks. I cannot wait for that match.
We need it. We need it.
We really do. She's about to. I can't wait. So good. Mox, we'll come back to you in a little bit. Because first, bodies everywhere. Sammy Guevara, I feel like this is only his second match on the AEW product. I've missed him on my television screen for AEW.
Oh my gosh, yes, so much so. We didn't know what we had till it was gone.
I've missed you, Sammy. But also, Roosh, we kind of be flying everywhere again, too, and I miss you flying around This was good. I love this. I don't care. Is it a spot fest? Yes. Do I care? No, because I like watching bodies fly across the ring.
Who doesn't?
And I'm like...
and our good friend AR Fox, always good to see you.
Yes, AR Fox. I'm hoping that Tony Khan does something similar to what he's doing with Kevin Knight. I was just like, give this man a push. You don't need to get a championship yet, but put him on television every week. Give me a 3 out of 5 with Kevin Knight.
You got a trio that can be for the ages with him, Kevin Knight, and Speedball right now. Get him the show.
Yes, them versus the Ops would go wild.
It'd be nuts.
But Sammy Guevara does win this 100,000 high-speed collision, but my goodness, I don't care if it was flippy dippy stuff. I loved it.
Although we're seeing again, Roosh basically losing a lot. I mean, he's winning squash matches and that's it. That's all they've done with him since they signed him. And I feel like he's getting pissed at that because he doesn't want to work for them.
Right. So I'm hoping we do something more with him and, LFI, but we shall see what happens with all of that. But Sammy, I've missed you. I really have. Also, say hi to Tay for us. We love her as well.
She's the best.
I miss Tay in the ring. Me and Adolfo got a treat when we got to see her wrestle. She wrestled in Japan with Anna. It was so much fun.
I mean, Anna J misses her wholeheartedly. We need Ty J to come back.
Yes, Tay J, give it to me now.
Love this shirt.
Joe is just so unserious.
Like I said, but my little ramble there when he left, he's at the end of his career. We know this. So he's just doing the things he wants to do, but unfortunately also not getting the last little bit of accolades he probably should be getting.
Joe, nobody can make me mad at you. I want to shout out, he'll never see this, but I want to shout out Chris Van Vliet because his interviews with these wrestlers make me love them even more. And his interview with Joe is fantastic. Joe, yeah, I agree with you. Joe is coming to the end of his career. I'm going to cry whenever he retires in the next couple of years. But Joe is ready to handle business at Beach Break. I wish you would get the title back. We know you're not, but I hope it's still a really fun match in that steel cage at Beach Break. And I'm excited to dress up before that as one of our themed nights of AEW Summer.
It's going to be so fun.
I cannot wait. Harley and Megan, you did that, girls. You did that. This was so much fun, too. Essentially, it's a glorified squash match, but...
And the lead into it, too, where she's like, I'm here to support Anna J's fat ass, and so I'm going to do this.
I mean, Harley is a woman. She's a girl's girl. She's a boy's boy. She's everybody's persons. Like, we love her. Also, the video that led into this on the social media too is just like, when I was told about the Megasis, I thought we had discovered a new dinosaur. And I'm like,
Why that didn't play on Collision is beyond
Right?
me good.
that is a crime against great comedy. I'm sorry.
This is why we need her versus Tony Storm.
Also, Harley Cameron in Mystery Wrestling would. I need her on commentary like right now.
Yeah, please, Uno, I know you see us. I know you hear us. Harley Cameron on commentary with a little mini
Please.
Uno. Grace.
As far as the match goes, we knew that Miss Bane was going to destroy her, but Harley gave it the college try, and we love her for it. Of course, after the match is over, Megan and Penelope attack Harley, but then even though Harley was doing this on behalf of Anna Jay's badass, Anna Jay herself did the protecting for Harley with a steel chair. So we might be getting a tag team match, whether it be on TV or, it might lead into either 0 Hour or on. Listen, it's Megan Bane. I hope they put it on Double or Nothing because I think it would be fun.
Like second or third match of the night. Like you stick her on there after the opener and have it go.
Let's get Harley on more pay-per-views because the crowd loves her. She has organically gotten over with them so much. And Anna Jay is a favorite. And Megan
have their third giant plank of wood.
I love this match. And you know what? I will say, I was worried of how we were going to handle Megan after losing to Tony at Dynasty, but I love that we've pivoted this for her, but it also gets more of the AEW women involved too. So it still keeps P Ford around, and now we're getting Harley and Anna in this whole entire thing, which makes me happy.
Well, on top of that, they did the right thing with her where she lost and she's pissed about it and she's taking it out on the rest of the division.
Which is how you continue to build a monster. Again, take notes, other promotions. I digress.
Oh, drizzling S words.
There is nothing good I have to say about this. I was just like, Moxley, I feel like we're contradicting ourselves to when you formed the Death Riders to where we are now. I was like, this kind of goes against what you were saying at the very beginning.
He's talking in circles. He has no idea what to say now, and they're just sending him out there to say stuff because he's got so much time to kill until they can figure out how to get rid of this Death Rider stuff.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Pac. Speedy recovery to you. We don't know how long you're out, but
I feel like Moxley needs to lose the title, go to Japan for a while again, and get his edge back because he needs to be somewhere else.
Ooh, yes, sir. Get that little bit of oomph back, a pep in his step, if you will.
Get honed and sharpened on the whetstone that is NJPW and everything else.
Also, let the man actually take a vacation. He was supposed to, and then he had to come back because champions got hurt. And I'm like, dang it, Mox.
Yep.
Big man slapping meat match. This was a hoss fight.
Meat.
I don't want to say that previous Brody King matches weren't up to par because his matches are always good, but this is the type of opponent I feel like that Brody King needs all the time to bring out everything in his arsenal.
He had to dig down deep to find any way to take this guy down, and that's what you need from from that and from having just in general someone who could out grapple you even when you're a big man. Like you need to dig into your technical background.
Josh Alexander, you madman. They were both so freaking good in this match. This was my favorite Collision match of the whole entire night, and I know that's saying a lot, but this was also my favorite AEW match this week. Well, okay, let me put it this way. This was my favorite men's match because Brody King is my baby daddy. I will fight Adolfo on that fact.
Watch you two fight and just, eat popcorn on the side.
And then Brody King's like, no, guys, stop. And then the three of us. Anyways, that's for After Hours podcast. I also really love how we're booking Josh Alexander because this is what he needs to be. I got to experience all the coolness that is Josh when he was in TNA, but now he's out here wrecking fools and being a full heel. Because we kind of got heel Alexander towards the tail end of his tenure in TNA, but now he is full on heel Josh Alexander, and I love it.
He's needed to be that for a couple of years too, whether it was TNA or anything else. He had run his course, so I'm glad he can be there and just be this kind of gruff enforcer type. I'm sad he's with Dom Fallis, but at least it's going somewhere.
Hey, but you know what? If this leads to an Alexander Speedball Mike Bailey 2, give me another hour-long match like they had in TNA, but now with AEW production and budget, match of the year candidate. I love it. This was great. And you know what? Normally, I hate a count out or a time limit. I was like, yo, we haven't had one of those in a hot minute here on AEW.
But it keeps you on your toes.
It really does. I love it. Run it back. Give me a best 2 out of 3 match. Like, I need this. Give me more.
Yeah. Oh,
get me more.
There's so many dream matches we can have Josh Alexander. So.
So good. Max Caster doesn't even last a minute because Daniel Garcia opens the Max Caster Open Challenge and decimates him in less than a minute. Honestly, I like watching Max Caster get his ass beat every single week.
Doesn't get old yet, which is great. He's finding new ways to do it each time. But still,
Danny, though, I need you to change these colors, though.
No, but he wants to be full Hogan.
No, I don't want to. I don't want him to. Anywho, I never get tired of watching Max Caster get beat up every single week. It's fun. You know who I want to see come out because I feel like Max Caster would be good? Megan Begg comes out and just destroys him. I need Megan or Nyla to come out and destroy him.
I don't think he would lie down for that. I think he's too proud to do that, unfortunately, which is just crap because it would be amazing for business.
For reals. I'm like, how dare you?
Marina Shafir comes out and just mother's milks him.
That would be amazing too. But speaking of formerly the Acclaimed, we finally get a reemergence of Anthony Bowens, the 5-piece, the player. We loved you. Tool player. Sorry. Him and Daddy Ass are backstage with Lexi. And I forgot that Blake Christian and Anthony still got beef with each other. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're coming back to continuity? That's crazy.
Oh, and let's do that. They have beef together. And Lee Johnson was there.
Yeah.
Yes,
listen.
Mrs. Large William did her best to stand up to it, but she couldn't hang with all of it.
No, she could not. Though Anthony versus Blake Christian, yes, please.
Yeah, let's run it right now, and then Lee Johnson can be there.
Yes, I mean Lee and Daddy Ass over here are just the valets at this point.
Daddy Ass is going to stomp Lee Johnson in many different ways.
Billy Gunn, you are also somebody who doesn't get a lot of credit, and I love that you're just enjoying being here. Like honestly,
well, at his age too. I mean, do you know how old he is comparatively to someone you could probably place?
Yes, I do. He is old.
I will also Monsoon was when he was the president of WWF.
Yeah, that's the wild part. Billy Gunn, I will be seeing you this Saturday as well because you are competing in that 20-man gauntlet to become the first ever MLP Men's World Champions. That should be fun.
I don't think he's winning that, but still.
No, he's not going to win, but it's still going to be great.
Love it.
Stay tuned because I'm going to talk the heck out of it in the next coming weeks because you get Michael Oku, Speedball Bailey, and Gabe Kidd in a triple threat. Match of the year contender. Anyways, moving on. Gates of Agony. I love that I see you on my TV screen. They fight in the backstage parking lot with, I'm enjoying them. I want them to do more, but I am enjoying these two without the presence of a certain other person.
Well, and on top of that, I noticed something with this. We had a long program at ROH where the Righteous would go up against the Gates of Agony, and they had some killer matches. Large William and the Bad Apple are basically taking what they would have done with the Righteous if the Righteous were up.
That's true.
Which is both sad and upsetting because of the release this week.
Yeah, it does. But the four people fight. They brawl in the back. So we are going to get Gates of Agony and formerly known as the Learning Tree ? I don't know if we're still the Learning Tree.
I'm assuming,
but I'm ready for these two to break.
They're at least the Redwood and the Bad Apple. We know that.
True. I'm ready for these two to break away from the Learning Tree moniker. Like, I feel like it is time.
It is time.
It is time. Can I say something?
No, you can't.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. First two falls, fantastic. Hated the third one.
Oh, yeah. The third one was rushed and out of nowhere, and it was annoying.
Had that third one been done a different way, this would have been my favorite match of the night because we were getting there. But the third fall poo-pooed all over it. I'm like, damn, we were so close.
It's almost as if they thought for a hot second, should we do a comedic fall here or somewhere in between? And they're like, no, we're going to try to be deviously serious. And then it just didn't, it went flat.
I still like this. This is a great main event. But that third fall really took the wind out of my sails. And I'm like, oh, man.
I don't know. I feel like Tony and Lady Frost probably could have main evented fine.
Honestly, we could have had that. We should have had that and had Tony cut that same promo at the end of the night. Send the crowd happy.
That would have been amazing.
But we get this 2 out of 3 falls match. We are tied 1-1. We go to the third fall where cheating happens because of not Stokely Hathaway because Hathaway is no longer part of his moniker. Now it's just Stokely. Stokely gets involved. Foot on the rope. Nonsense. FTR does pick up the victory here. Afterwards, Danny comes out with the crowbar. He's threatening to bash both of their heads in, including Stokely's if he gets in the way. But he wants to prove that he can out-wrestle them. So he wants a match against any of these 3. And why do I get the feeling that FTR is going to volunteer Stokely to do it?
Because he's dressed in the same colors that Danny is.
That is very true as well. Do I wish this was the story for Daniel Garcia since losing TBS Championship? Not really. Though if this does lead to a one-on-one between Daniel and Cash and Daniel and, AEW Burt Reynolds over here,
Dax.
Dax, I will bite.
We'll have to see where they go with this. I'm hoping they have some sort of plan, but I doubt there will be one.
No. Well, the answer to that is probably no. But hey, look at that. We made it to the end of AEW and it's a pretty decent time.
I will say this. Not as good as Mystery Wrestling a couple weeks ago.
You mean last week? I'm just kidding.
Well, no, we reviewed it last week. It was 2 weeks ago.
That is fair. We did the review last week.
Yes, but it was it's past a Sunday. It's more than a week when it aired on like that Thursday. So
that's true. I had fun with AEW. I will say though, I am excited with the 2 matches that we have for Double or Nothing, which are the finals for the Owen Hart, which is, first Mercedes versus Jamie. I still think that match is going to be fun. Rooting for Jamie to win this one. I feel like she needs to. Not to say that if she loses, that it is the end of the road for Jamie push, but I want to see Jamie get back to the championship picture scene because I feel like we need a fresh one. And I love Tony with all my little heart, but Jamie as champion, she might be the only person I'm okay with taking that title from Tony. But if that also means that Tony's chasing Jamie, the shenanigans we can get up into have me intrigued as well.
But also with her chasing while Megan Bain is chasing Jamie, because it'll be great.
So many possibilities. I love it. But I'm really excited about the men's final. Hangman versus Will Ospreay in a one-on-one match. We have yet to see these two collide.
There's going to be shenanigans at the end of this from the Dom Fallis family.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's my hang-up about this, because I would love this to be a clean match and somebody win cleanly, but, this is AEW, so that rarely happens. I'm also figuring out how Swerve is going to play a part in this.
Well, on top of that, what happens if they both don't win? Does that then become a triple threat against Jon Moxley with the two of them?
I don't know. I will say, though, I still hold to the fact that I think Swerve is going to be involved in the Anarchy in the Arena, because that's Double or Nothing. This is the only time we see that match come out and play. So I think it is buck hunting season. So I think Swerve is going to be busy with that. By the way, not a lot of Swerve this week, which I was kind of surprised by. Even not even a pre-tape promo or anything.
Yeah, on either show,
which is kind of nuts. Hopefully, we'll see more of Swerve this upcoming week. But I'm excited for this upcoming week of AEW television. So before we sign off, to give you a little bit of a preview and then going into my fish spiel about this is what you can watch for the whole entire remainder of the week. I am excited for AEW Dynamite tomorrow night at the time of this recording, because it's going to be a good one. Of course, Renee is going to be sitting down with Jamie. We know Mercedes is probably going to roll up in there, but I'm excited for it. We're getting Samoa Joe versus Claudio, which Claudio is going to kiss his shiny forehead goodbye. Claudio is not making it out of this match in one piece.
Nope.
And then we are getting a trios match where we have the Young Bucks and Trevor the Vampire himself once again teaming up, but taking on the team of Speedball, Mark Briscoe, and Swerve. So that answers my question of where Swerve is going.
Exactly. Content season.
Well, that's going to be it for our review. But before we go, I would like to preview if you enjoyed what you saw tonight and be like, what's on the docket for the remainder of this week? As JVL sneezes. You are good to go. Well, tomorrow night, we have a double dose of reviews. First and foremost, if you kick things off at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as we have the sexiest NXT reviewed show out there on the internet, NXT, where myself, Will, and Macho will be reviewing NXT. We are also going to be talking about the NXT releases, which Will have written a strongly worded email to WWE. I read it. It's wild.
I can't wait to hear this.
So hopefully I can convince Will to let us read it on air, but we are going to talk about the releases as well as tonight's episode of NXT, as all roads are now building towards Battleground over Memorial Day weekend for NXT. So that's going to be interesting. But if NXT is not up to your speed and you don't really want to watch anything related to the Fed, well, you can tune in at 8 p.m. Pacific as Los are back once again. The CMLL review squad of myself, El Segundo, and Papa Oso are going to be reviewing, which was the MLW versus CMLL crossover show, as we are gearing up for the next one happening this Saturday at Azteca Lucha. So I cannot wait to talk about that with all of y'all. Then the most progressive review, just kidding. On Thursday, myself and Andrew, the progressive review squad, will be here to review the Super Strong Style 16 tournament, 2-day tournament. Honestly, that tournament got an A- on the report card, which was crazy because we rarely give out A's on these things. And we've already gotten 2 this year, both in international brands. It's fantastic.
Wow.
Actually, yeah. So me and Andrew will be reviewing the Super Strong Style 16 tournament. We'll be talking about both days, as well as talking about progress and all that good stuff. It is great. Then on Saturday, the MLW crew, plus hopefully Will be doing a live watch along for MLW and CMLL's Azteca Lucha. So the stars of CMLL will be colliding with the stars of MLW. It is going to be great. Lucha Libre. The show is free to watch on YouTube, and, come chat with us live. It is great.
And notice the choices they're making. They're watching a better show than what's going to be on WWE TV.
But, of course, we have to go back to the WWE because we will wrap up the week with Dual Dynasty. We will be talking about Raw and Smack Go Home shows, or we'll see. And we also have a pay-per-view this weekend that we're watching as well. So
some weird one, yeah.
Backlash is a weird one. I'm mad it's not international, but hey, you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. I will say, though, that Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship, I hope is low-key is going to slap, and I hope it's my match of the night.
Well, we'll see what happens. There's going to be better than some other ones.
I have a lot this weekend. I got MLP, WWE, and we're doing La Azteca Lucha, but it's going to be great.
You're going to be so busy and have fun.
It's going to be fun. I get to spend time with folks that I love, just like I love spending time with you, JVL. Thank you for being here this evening and covering AEW with me. Professor, you bald fraud. Just kidding. I love you. I miss you.
Next.
Seriously, I hope you're at least coming back for the dress-up theme episodes we got coming up in the next couple of weeks, because I feel like you're going to have fun with those. But we'll be back next week for another episode of Ensemble as we review another exciting week of Dynamite and Collision, hopefully. Which, by the way, program note, Dynamite and Collision this week will be back-to-back. So Dynamite on Wednesday, Collision on Thursday. So just a program note for everybody who wants to watch.
Already noted.
Yep. But that's going to be it for us here. So for myself, JVS, our lovable bald fraud, the professor, and the remainder of the VC Wrestle Pod family, remember, take care of yourselves, love one another, stay Bi-Conic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We will catch you tomorrow for NXT and CMLL, but until then, sayonara.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's gonna happen next time? Well, you're gonna have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.